Black Friday sale, everybody! Tesla stock just reached a new one-year low that I'm recording. It's going down! This is how Tesla stock looks right now. Black Friday sale, everybody. While the markets are down, they are not nowhere near as down as Tesla stock. Even the technology sector is only down just 1.76%. So while that is certainly contributing, that is definitely not the reason. However, I know the exact reason why this is happening. Check this chart out. This is NIO down 4.78%, and it was down even more just now. And then Xpeng, another competitor of Tesla in China, is getting absolutely toasted today. There is also a recall going on for Tesla vehicles for rear lights, but it's just a software thing, so this definitely has not much to do with Tesla being down. Here's a big one. This just came out as reported by BBC. Beijing faces most severe test as China faces first casualties in 6 months, putting 21 million back in their homes. Wow, that's a lot of people. Ooh, this is not exactly great, right? For Shanghai, this is going to slow down the production, shut down the factory, perhaps. That would be the worst case, which hopefully does not happen. But this is looking pretty bad for China. And, you know, we were worried about demand in China, perhaps, if there is a deep recession. But this is even worse because not only does this crush demand, this also crushes production. So you got this double whammy. And it's definitely not good short-term, long-term. I don't think this makes much of a difference because guess what? This affects everybody, not just Tesla. So this is not much to worry about long-term, but short-term, ooh, if you are a trader. I made a video earlier. No one watched it. I said most likely, actually, it will drop further. And actually, I said this quite a bit before even this. But look, if you didn't sell then, if you are a trader, what are you doing? I told my brother back then, either sell now or like 10 years from now, 2030. The shutdowns in Beijing already began. Yep. Millions of other people across the vast country are also under all of these shutdowns as cases continue to soar despite the efforts of authorities. But there is still more to this. China is one thing. There is something else going on over here in the US too. But all of this to me is a buying opportunity. This is right here. Buying opportunity is what this is for me. Gary Black thinks that Tesla has been put in this penalty box by institutions until Elon's focus returns back on Tesla, which I think is a very fair statement. There was a video that I made yesterday about Dan Ives, and he explained that fairly well. It's a good video. You should watch that if you haven't. But interestingly, also, Gary is changing his tone with Twitter a little bit. In terms of what is going on there. He's saying that with Twitter's engagement going up, the chance of bankruptcy for Twitter is much, much lower, basically unlikely, he's now saying. And we don't want Twitter to go bankrupt. That's not good for Tesla stock. And there's clearly a Twitter overhang. We compare NASDAQ, which is down only... No, wait, actually it is up. NASDAQ is up since Twitter deal closed, 2.5% versus Tesla down minus 24%. Clearly, there is an overhang. This is NASDAQ, where roughly where Tesla could have been if Twitter was not a thing on Elon's mind. And this is, of course, Tesla during that same period. It's still down a lot this year, but still nowhere near as close to Tesla. At this point, I really believe a buyback, in my opinion, not financial advice, is really, it's inevitable. A buyback, I believe, will happen. Now, this is how it works. So we need a board approval. We don't need a shareholder vote. 10 billion buyback, how much does that buy of Tesla? Well, if you look at the float, it buys 2.2%. If you go with Gary's numbers here. And then, of course, the sentiment. That alone is, Elon is selling Tesla stock, and then management is selling the stock. That's just never good. So a buyback would sort of perhaps change that sentiment, unless Elon just dumps even more Tesla stock. But $10 billion, that's just the beginning. Tesla will be making a lot of money every single year. Like, think about 5 years from now, how much cash flow Tesla will have. The buybacks will be in the tens of billions of dollars per year. Now, I personally, for my own very selfish reasons, because I am still accumulating Tesla stock, I would prefer no buyback. But at these prices, if I put my own bias away, at current prices, it's starting to make a whole lot more sense. Of course, the priority is always to make sure that we are spending as much money as we can on growth. So a buyback is assuming that Elon cannot think of another way to spend the money. Then at these current prices, I would not really be against it if I put my own bias away. That is, I'm buying Tesla stock, so I don't want the stock to go up right now. I would like it to continue the Black Friday sale, and actually on actual Black Friday to go down even more. But I personally would want Tesla to keep at least $20 billion of cash, preferably 30, just in case there is a super bad recession and the margins suddenly collapse for a brief period of time, and we have to go through very bad things temporarily, which Tesla, I believe, will go through any bad time, no problem. It will still hurt. The macro environment, if there is a deep, super bad recession, or, well, we are... I would say we have been in the recession already, but this could be going from a recession to a depression. So if that happens, it would be bad for everyone, but it would be nowhere near as bad for Tesla as it would be for a company like, let's say, NEO or any other company that is not making nowhere near as much money as Tesla. I mean, Tesla is every EV it sells, it makes money. The model in the car industry is you sell a car, you don't make money, you make money later when you service the car, when you sell parts to those old cars. That has been the model generally. Tesla sells a car and it makes money immediately. There's a big difference. Tesla is so profitable, and we still haven't even implemented all of the giga castings. Only a Model Ys that are made in Austin receive both the rear and front castings. Everywhere else, Model Ys only receive one casting, but not the other. And none of the Model 3s receive any giga castings yet, basically. And right now, the disconnect between Tesla's value and the price is absurdly high. Institutions, they don't really get Elon Musk. I don't think so. They just want someone conservative, basically. And eventually, Tesla will become more of a conservative company, but that will be a long time from now. Tesla right now is a growth company, and it has the perfect CEO, Elon Musk, to run it. It's just that Elon is a little bit occupied with other things right now, but that is not going to last. That will go away eventually. Assuming that you believe Tesla is more of a technology company than a car company, that it's not just a car company, I look at the profits. And every week, the deal gets better. It's not getting worse. It's getting better. I was looking at Bitcoin and I'm like, Bitcoin does not produce profits. Bitcoin is never going to do a dividend. Bitcoin is never going to do a buyback. With Tesla, I am going to get a buyback or dividends eventually. That will happen, no, for sure. That's what I believe. I'm strongly convinced that Tesla's deliveries will keep growing by roughly about 50% year over year for the foreseeable future. And if that indeed does happen, then Tesla currently at current prices is on sale. It's a discount. I think we will look back to this and think, oh my God, how did I not see this? How did I not buy more Tesla stock? At this point, I am purposely putting off things to buy, although some things, you gotta admit, you just how to have them, right? So I am buying, and I believe that this cat is going to not only save Tesla, well, Tesla doesn't really need saving, but will grow Tesla exponentially for the foreseeable future. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock. And if you are wondering how institutional investors think and why they are giving this penalty to Tesla stock, watch this video with Dan Ives. It's a really good video. You want to watch that one. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you later.